Hi guys. So today we're going to be drawing a retaining wall. It's just a simple cantilever retaining wall. So we're going to have like 3 to 4 stages. So the first stage for us is to know how to, draw the layout or get the layout, the reference plane, extrusion, the levels, and how we're going to import whatever we've brought, whatever reference that we have, how we're going to import it to our level 0 or level 1. Okay, so let's start. So for you to start, you need to open a new file. Yeah, we're working on the construction plane this time around. So click on OK. Let's wait for this to load up. Yeah, so here we are. I don't really like this boxed cropped view, so I just turn it off right here. Yep. So we are on the construction plane here. So the first thing I need you to do, you don't the unit doesn't matter here, so we just go to file. You are clicking on a new file and we're going to families. Okay, so click on the families and we scroll down. We're looking for metric structural framing, beam and braces. Okay, metric structural framing, beam and braces. So we open this. Yep. So now we have it here. So it depends on how much length you want your retaining wall to be. So I just want to change this. I can leave this as 300. I'll just change it to 2000. Sorry, not 300, 3000. So I change this to 2000. Okay. I'm gonna delete this one. Gonna delete this one. Delete this. You delete this. Okay. So yeah, I think we're fine. So once we get our reference plane correct here, you deleted those ones that you don't need. So this is what we need: the center there, the right, the left, and the what? The horizontal here. So we come to the right. It depends on how your screen is. So you come to the project browser and you click on left. You see the elevations here. So I'm choosing the left. It's much easier for me to draw from the left. Click on this. As you can see here, you have your reference level, how you're going to draw everything from the left. Okay, so let's just adjust this a bit, and we adjust this one to the right a bit. Okay, yeah. So since we have something like this, we can now start drawing. So how do we draw here? You go to create, come to create. We are using the extrusion here. As you can see, a solid 3D extrusion. So we click on that. We're choosing a reference plane, or we're picking a plane that we're going to use, which is the left reference plane left. So you click on it and you say, okay, now we have our plane. This is where we're drawing from. Okay. So let's just say our cantilever, I'm guessing here. So let's say we're going left 500. We're going, remember, it's in millimeters. So it depends on the kind of unit you're using. You can use meters, but I'm using millimeters here. So let's say 400. Okay. So we come back here, 500. And how long do I want it to be? So if I say I want it to 500, okay. So let's come back here, 500. Control Z. Do that again. Come back here, 400. And I want to come back here about 18, 19. Okay. Now, how tall is it going to be? We'll be guessing here. So I want it to be 100, 2.1 meters. And how large sorry, what width do I want it to be? If I stick to 400, and I come back down like this. Okay, so you should be having something like this. So with this idea, you can use this idea to draw any type of what of shape that you want to draw based on what you want to draw. So I'm just drawing a basic cantilever. I can draw a straight. I can draw different types. Okay, with this process. So then I click on okay. Yeah, as you can see, we have it already. So what else can I do here is to change the material here. As you can see here, the structural and the structural here. Now the properties. So I want to change this material to maybe precast concrete. So I have the material here already. I just click on precast and the material has been changed. Let's put it in realistic. Let's see if we can see, or we can see it right now because we've not imported it. Okay. So for your annotations is very straightforward. You just click here. So your annotations. So we just let's say we want to do the base. As you can see here, 3K. We want to do the width on this side. We want to do the width on this side. We want to do the height from the hill, which is to 100. You want to do the width, which is 400. You want to do this, which is 600. And we have this, which is what? Which is 500. Okay. And then we have what? We have our dimensions. And in case you want to edit these dimensions, maybe you want to put some names into it, just to make it more detailed, the way I used to tell you guys. So you just click on that dimension that you want to edit. Okay. And you come here. You can see this little create parameter here. You click on it and you name that dimension. Okay. So let's say I want to name that the height. So I will just click on this. As you can see, this is the height. Okay. Let's say I want to name this the base. Do the same thing. As you can see, base equals to base. Let's say I want to name this to be the thickness. Okay. And thickness equals like that. 400, 100, 300. You can understand? So it is very, very straightforward. So this is the what? This is the first stage here of this thing. So of drawing a retaining wall. So once you've gotten the whole plane, you've gotten everything you want to do. So now let's now what? Load this diagram because we're using a reference level. Yeah, we're using something that we brought in. So since we now have it, you what we then now need to what load it into the project. But before we load it into the project, we come back to this reference plane and make sure our retaining wall is sitting right in our reference plane like this. Okay, and then we come back here and we load into project. So it's going to bring you back to level 0. Okay, so you have the level 0 here. So you just click and click. Okay, so it's gonna tell you none of the created elements are visible, which is normal. So what you're gonna do here is just click on your 3D. So if you click on your 3D, you would have something like this. So since you have something like this, so let's try and go maybe into the south or north elevation. Okay, let me choose the north elevation. Yeah, so you can see now I can view my retaining wall. Okay, now I've loaded my retaining wall into the project. Okay, but for me to now work on that thing, for me to correct this that is not showing because it is below the level 0, that's why it is not what it is not showing here. So come back here and I change this level, or I change this work plane and I move it upward to level 1. So I'll just click here, come here to edit work plane. Okay, edit work plane. So it's in level 0. I just change it to level 1 and I click on OK. Now I have my what? I have my drawing in what? In my level 1. Okay. I have my drawing in my level 1. Then I can now start working on this drawing. Okay, so this is the first step. So the next step will be continued in the what? In the next lesson.